Hey guys, what is up? It is Jim here, and today I finally have the LEGO WA2000. So this game has been requested for a super long time, and I have finally made it. I have been hesitating making this because it is quite the kind of large gun. It's a bit difficult to make, but I am very happy with the way this thing ended up turning out. So we'll just start going over it. We'll start off with the butt plate here, which should have a wheel for adjusting it on top here, I believe, but it does not have one. So it is just static, but it does feel pretty nice with the slopes, and it just has some slopes for looks on top and on bottom. Here we have the monopod. This part should be wooden, this whole lower part, so from the grip here and up where these plates are. But I did not have any of these pieces that I used on the lower kind of grip part here in light gray, so it ended up having to be dark gray because I wanted everything that is wood to be light gray. So that would be wood, that would be wood, or that would not be wood. That would be wood, and the handguard would be wood, and then this would be wood. But well, nothing to do about that, but at least it does look really good. So it is actually built sideways, as you can tell. It is completely sideways, and I have used my standard attachment mechanism like I've done with the grips on M4s and all that, so it does look really nice. It allowed me to get all these slopes almost perfect. So here we have the magazine, and the magazine release, of course, works as they should. The magazine is a little bit small, I do admit, but it does have the bullet on top and the holes, and it does just go right in, just like so, and it locks in. Here we have the grip, which is super comfortable actually. It's a thumb hole grip, which I'm usually not a big fan of because I have pretty large hands, but this one actually works pretty okay. We have the push style trigger, which of course works. It is just super simple. It just hinges on the pin you can see right up there, and it is in a 3 wide trigger guard. The safety sadly does not move or work, so it is just static. But that would be fire, and that would be safe, so you'd push it back for safe and forwards for fire. This turning wheel, I believe, is to adjust the cheek rest. I'm not too sure. I couldn't really find any information on this for some reason. It was really hard to find, but it does just kind of spin around, so it's more there for detail for me. We have the huge cheek rest. It is definitely too big because the stock is a little bit too big. But it took a lot of pieces to make, but it does look pretty good. It should be able to switch sides, but sadly I did not make that possible because I wanted it to be a bit more sturdy instead. So yeah, usually it would cover up this side and then the ejection port could be on the other side. I guess this gun is supposed to be kind of ambidextrous, I suppose. But yeah. So here we have the charging handle, which does of course work. This is actually non-reciprocating, so when you have charged the gun, it does not blow back, it is just the bolt. As you can see, the charging handle has a little bit of detail on it with one of these tiles, and it does work pretty nice, pretty snappy. And it does also open up the shell ejection port on the other side. So we have these kind of groove details, they're on both sides. I just have a couple of 3 wide parts in there on jumper plates, and it adds a really nice look. I'm super happy with the way that turned out. We have various screw details all over the receiver as well as on the other side. And then we have the scope, which does have a kind of mount here. So this one has a rail. I think the actual one just has one with a scope fitted on, and the other one is a rail, but I kind of just made one combined. So you can easily remove this. You just pop it off, and then there's a couple of studs available for it to attach. So these scopes just have a couple of plates on the sides just to make it a little bit more conical or rounded rather than flat, like I usually have made scopes. And it's pretty basic. You can just look down it, and there's no real crosshair. So you can see there is the mount, there's a little turning dial, and then there's the huge cone on the front. Here we have the handguard, which is pretty nice and comfortable. Took quite a lot of light gray pieces and a couple of slopes, but it did turn out really well. It is hollow in there, so then you have the gas system, I believe, on the bottom. Or, yeah, I think it's the gas system in there. At least there's something there. We have the barrel going through here. Of course, this is a bullpup, so it does have a super long barrel. We have the top part here over the barrel, which is supposed to hold the bipod. Now, I didn't even make the bipod mount, or the bipod, because I did not want to bother making a bipod. That would take way too long and wouldn't even work, because I kind of made this area too short and it wouldn't reach past the grip, so yeah. On this front part, connecting all of these three pieces together, we just have this kind of block that's got a couple of screws in it to screw out the top barrel and the top part here and the lower part. And here we have the pretty massive muzzle brake. So yeah, that is pretty much it. There's nothing too super special about this gun. So there will be no tutorial, of course, because I did not make a LDD file for this. I usually don't make LDD files for my largest guns. That is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys. Goodbye.